Spielen wir mal. Ähm, auf jeden Fall das Leben, definitiv. Ausdauer nehmen wir auch direkt mit. Die Lauden könnten wir mitnehmen. Ultimativ. Wut, Abgrund, Kessel. Habe ich überhaupt genug Blut dabei? Ja, habe ich. Jetzt bin ich Level 12. Sehr schön. Wissenschaft, ja, das ist jetzt nicht unbedingt so wichtig. 600, da habe ich nicht genug Punkte. Da brauche ich 300, das könnte ich noch mitnehmen. Folgende Nacht, Ladebalken. Oh. Okay, das lese ich mir jetzt nicht durch. Whitechapel ist bedenklich. Okay, dann müssen wir da mal im Auge drauf halten. Wie sieht's hier aus? Oh, das ist runtergegangen. Erschöpfung. 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 Euer Ernst? Ich brauche sehr viel für Erschöpfung, glaube ich. Ja, und Kopfschmerzen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mal. Ist stabil geblieben. Machen wir mal 10 Stück raus. Obwohl, so viel habe ich gar nicht mehr. Genau 7 nur noch. Eieieiei. Das ist ja schwierig, das echt oben zu halten. Aber komm, wir sprechen erstmal mit dem Edgar. Der gar nicht da ist. Doch, da steht er. Kann irgendwas bei dir klauen? Spannender Brief. Ah, okay. Aber ansonsten kann ich jetzt hier nichts machen bei ihm. Nö. Doch, da ist noch was. Neues Sammelobjekt. Was lese ich mir jetzt aber auch nicht durch.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Ja, vielleicht mache ich das nächste Mal reich.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
Oh nein.
My sister.
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Oh nein. Oh nein, 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 nein. Ich ahne Böses. Ich muss doch eh zum Friedhof. Wir haben die doch... Er hat die doch gebissen. Die kommt doch bestimmt als Vampir wieder. Ja, seine Schwester. Die kommt hundertprozentig als Vampir wieder. Wir müssen gegen die kämpfen. Hundertprozentig.
Good evening, Miss Howard.
Ach, die wollte ich doch gar nicht mit... Nein, nein,
I'll
nein.
leave you. Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Ja, ja.
Disgust on every...
No respect.
Ja, wir müssen erstmal die ganzen Nebenquests erstmal machen, dass wir da jetzt mal so ein bisschen voranschreiten. Der Roschka hat auch Erschöpfung.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to...
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. And thanks anyway.
Goodbye, Milton.
Oh, wir haben 10 Bürger geheilt. Weil wir versuchen es momentan, die Leute irgendwie am Kacken zu halten, eher gesagt.
Jonathan, are you all right?
Words cannot describe the emptiness.
I'm here for you, Jonathan. If you ever need to talk.
How do you live with the guilt?
I can't answer that, Jonathan. But we have to accept our nature. Nothing good can come of fighting who we are.
Have you killed someone you've known?
Jonathan, have you forgotten what I do here? I need to meet the men and women I kill.
Have you ever killed family?
I will not answer that. In time, perhaps.
Tell me, why do you finance this hospital?
I'm lucky to be in a privileged position to help those less fortunate. Kindness takes the edge off the years.
And our Dr. Swansea? He's fine with this culling of patients.
Dr. Swansea is a man firmly rooted in the realities of the modern world. He understands what we're trying to achieve here.
If you'll forgive me, it seems a little hypocritical healing those that you may kill.
Jonathan, we are what we are, a paradox. Dead flesh with a lust for life.
Could I ask you some delicate questions?
Ask, and I will answer if I choose.
Ja, ist gut, das sollte ich mir merken.
There's so much I want to know. I mean, what? Where? Who?
Slow down, Jonathan. And please, not all questions should be answered.
Please tell me, are you Lady Ashbury? Is that your real name?
Yes and no. I was born Elizabeth Samantha Mary Englewood. Out of pure vanity, I cannot tell you when I was born.
Where? I mean, you don't live here.
I have a house in London where I reside with my daughter.
A daughter? Is she,
No. Charlotte is a perfectly normal young lady. And if you must know, I adopted. Perhaps you'll meet her someday.
I'll see you later.
Ich habe gerade gelesen, Charlotte ist ein Junge. Und dann habe ich das erst mit der Dame gesehen. Ich habe mir gerade gedacht, hä, warum ist Charlotte jetzt ein Mädchen? Der Tu das rauskriegt, der wird Spaß am Gucken. Ein Junge, kein Mädchen.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Oh, es gibt 25 EP, dass ich den Leuten helfe. Ich kann aber immer noch keine Kopfschmerzen heilen. So, lass mich mal kurz gucken. Was haben wir denn jetzt sonst noch? Für den Jungen Samuel auf dem Friedhof. Ja, ohne Marys Beistattung bei. Es ist schon ziemlich doof, ne? Ein unbekanntes Ereignis hat stattgefunden. Okay, was haben wir hier? Swansea, neuer Dialog verfügbar. Okay. Erholt sich, erholt sich. Den kann ich immer noch nicht heilen. Ach genau, den Doktor habe ich noch vergessen. Ach, die Doktoren und der Typ ist auch krank. Okay. Ja, Kopfschmerzen kann ich aber noch nicht heilen. Den Bericht und ich wollte die Sachen noch suchen. Ich wüsste, wo die sind. Ach so, da. Müssten wir jetzt eigentlich schaffen können. Wir sind ja jetzt Level 12. Die Hauptmission wollte ich jetzt nicht unbedingt machen. Und das Auge war im Grab. Wer kommt auf solche Namen? Lauf doch mal schneller, Junge. Das gibt's doch gar nicht. Haltet mich nicht auf nach der Sucherei hier, sonst gibt es auch einfach nur Hase. Sind nur Level 10, das geht ja noch.
Stupid beast! Lost it! It's too fucking fast! Die!
Und wo sind jetzt? Ah, ich muss wahrscheinlich Richtung des Schools. Das ist wie in Left 4 Dead. Guck mal, da ist eine Witch. Ja, da müssen wir aber nicht vorbei, ne? Und dann also doch. Und der Typ ist Level 16. Das ist nicht schön. Wollte gerade ausweichen. Ja, ich habe schon mal keine Ausdauer. Nein, echt jetzt? Komm her! Der hat jetzt ein bisschen Munition gefressen, aber er ist down.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Ja, ich habe doch gesagt, wir müssen den Typen töten, damit wir da drankommen. Können wir eigentlich auch, wo ist denn der eine Typ überhaupt? Da ist der eine Unterschlupf, Westdocks. Ich überlege gerade, wo war der denn? War in der Kneipe, war das. Wir können mal geradeaus und dann links rumgehen. Ich kann auch mal eben fix die Waffen wechseln. Ich habe keine Munition, super. Das sollten wir, glaube ich, vorher mal holen, bevor wir zum Friedhof gehen. Okay, hier ist keiner mehr. Brief. Den Typen, den wir nicht kennen. Anscheinend, weil ich habe das Bild jetzt, glaube ich, das erste Mal gesehen. Aber ich sehe jetzt hier auch keinen Typen, der irgendwo hier ist.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Oh, eine Händlerin.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed. when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Das kann man aber auch falsch verstehen.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Immer noch hier?
Guys like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Hab's gesehen.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Ich sag dazu nix.
should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just a...
For now,
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Don't you see, it's an endless spiral. One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Welcher Bezirk fehlt uns denn jetzt noch? Whitechapel, West End. Ich glaube, die Western Bronx müssten das sein, ne? Jetzt dahin.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Honestly.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. Know I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Noch 2 neue dazu bekommen, die wir noch nicht gefunden haben. Aber sind wir jetzt in dem Stadtteil? Nein.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. Been nothing but worry. So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know, but it's most likely linked to the gangs if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Huh?
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Neben mir? Und das Bild ist auch richtig gut gemacht, ne? Sieht ziemlich echt aus.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
I cannot enter.
Ach, er ist das, der hier in der Gegend ist. Mir fehlen jetzt noch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Leute. Auch mal gucken, was haben wir hier? Da müssen wir noch die Erschöpfung alle heilen. Da haben wir alle gefunden. Da müssen wir die Halskette finden. Die Totengräber, das machen wir alles gleich. Mal später mal gucken. Da fehlen mir aber noch 5 Leute. Was ist mit... Nein, falsche Taste. Da haben wir alle. Hier fehlen auch noch 3 Leute. Da haben wir noch gar keinen in dem Dingen. Das heißt, wir haben noch nicht alle gefunden. Das ist auch schwierig, wenn du nicht weißt, wo die sein sollen. Aber es sind sehr viele Leute nachts unterwegs. Was wir mal so gesagt haben. Oh, darüber komme ich nicht, ne? Doch.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
Nick, bleib hier.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Doch, tust du aber.
I have thirst for blood.
Get them weapons ready! We found one! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Fuck, it's fast! No!
Er ist runtergefallen. Und er steht daneben und guckt einfach zu.
It's locked.
Toll, jetzt habe ich aber jemanden gefunden, den ich noch nicht hatte und das Ding ist verschlossen.